I'd just listened to the audio version of this post below. The Demon of Mississaga, Part 1. She came in screaming randomly over something to do with recycling bins or wine bottles. I don't know, it was something really petty, whatever the hell she's talking about. It was probably garbage man. But the most important thing is, I don't care, again. It's impossible to state how much I don't care about her little tantrum, her wine bottles, whatever mess she saw inside, and even the pig of a woman herself. It's always my job to deal with her because I am the only one who can. The other guys are kids compared to me. But, I only calm her down when I'm either bored and need a sprucing up, or if there's people there. I never raise my voice because it's ridiculous. But with just her, you have to, because the stupidity is so thick you can't help yourself. She either goes into a little girl mode or feigns obvious sweetness. If you do scream, she'll respond with something that either, literally, doesn't make any sense, has nothing to do with what you were talking about but is accusatory and usually a couple of months old, probably light being on, seriously. And it will be in the tone of someone giving a lecture on electromagnetism. Excessively wrong statements made about something you weren't talking about, yet not understanding what the crucial point. Probably another sociopathic tactic. It's going to be a beacon of falsehood. The video where we deliberate the least important thing in the world, Spencer, 20-ish, also didn't do it. The new guy Marcus, 21-ish, blamed Spencer immediately. Then Marcus, a pathological liar, got up and ran, literally, to his room. Probably end of the covers. I can't blame him. This half trash bag, half woman, is a bully's bully. I kept approaching calmly and quietly, saying, Patricia, this is not how you talk to you fellow adults. Patricia, you don't speak to me like that, do you hear me? Then she'll whisper or do something really stupid or weird. That was me who is trying to tell her it wasn't Spencer without being specific. I don't snitch on them, especially when there's nothing to snitch about. And if it's her and it's actually a crime, you'll be tempted to help them not snitch on them. You'll surprise even yourself with this creature. Who is supposed to be a nurse, by the way. I asked her how many patients she accidentally killed. It got a laugh. From me I mean. My poetic cocktails of well-crafted English hatred probably just bounce off her so she can focus on lying. I then say, I just want to live my life, which she has the nerve to repeat, despite barging and screaming as she's walking in the door on our floor at night. This blonde psycho texts me in bad English, even though she speaks English, about cleaning the common area I didn't use, except I did leave 5 cans on my desk. I was sitting with Marcus and his friends the previous night. So I put them in the bin when I woke up. I guess she expected me to set my alarm to put away my 5 cans on my desk, on my floor, in the wee hours of the morning. I get another text the next day, and it's a copy-paste of the one she already sent with the same errors. She ran out on morning heaving with snow and told my old roommate, Ryan, to go back in the house. He was getting in his car and going to work as a PSW, to turn a random light off. Which, by the way, she's constantly referencing. The most disgusting tones of voice that look. Every time this light being on, yeah, it's dark, and again. Not relevant since this happened weeks when she came up to see how much light and stuff to not clean and blame the wrong people. It's always petty, something they had no choice but to do. Like a bag with a leak in it being in the laundry sink. Screaming at me, this is disgusting, what is? Who does this? I made the mistake of affording a bigger mess, I guess. Remember, no garbage. By the way, notice she didn't give a shit about who did what, why they did it, or when. Who? Marcus. Why? There's no garbage can. When? About a week ago. Why? The guy, Ryan, who did that moved and we weren't familiar with the schedule. So, yeah? The bin boxes are going to be full. We had to stack stuff on the counter above the bin boxes. What else are we supposed to do? She makes it sound like she's a single working mom, not a single lazy sociopath incapable of human feeling and warmth. Just frigid bile. She owns a 3-story house but somehow her screaming from downstairs at her daughter carries throughout every morning. She makes a guy I see, always exhausted, build her an outdoor jacuzzi with a wooden structure around it too late in the winter. The wood from the construction is recklessly arranged near the entrance of the Backwee Park. The wind blew over onto a car, 2,000-ish in damages. He showed me the statement, and I heard the noise. Think she's paying? What do you think? When he asks her about it, she'll text a one-word non sequitur. If you have stumped, which is always just as easy as stumping an actual stump, she'll stonewall gaslight you and scream. Sometimes she'll throw in if she's talking to me that she has no man to help her. Which I wouldn't blame anyone turning transgender just not to be a man around her. She does these weird facial expressions when I said I didn't want a Christmas tree up here because it's a common area, this is a public place of residence for tenants. She made these weird noises and facial expressions, saying HJDHMHGH cause not everyone's Christian, looking like a disappointed stroke victim trying to express some negative emotion which no human being could pinpoint, but still see her mean-spirited intent. I'll probably text her this video after I crush my enemy, totally. She can't read, not well at least, the words though. See, you can't even describe the stupid people how stupid they are because they don't understand what you're saying? Well, all I can say is this. I can see 10 to 100 moves ahead of every move she makes. I know what she's thinking before she thinks it. If you can them thoughts. Bonus fact, I recently had a pretty bad health scare, and an MRI was going to be needed to look for fluid in my brain. It could have been serious, but worry. It was a false alarm. I texted her that I was sorry. Doesn't like to be texted at work, which I do all the time now because the first time I did it, she overreacted hilariously. Continuing on, I said that I was telling everybody. And that it was probably just an emotional reaction to the news. God knows why I did this, fear I guess. Needing consolation? I would have had better luck getting that in a slaughterhouse. As a cow. Later, it was clear she saw it but didn't read it, but here's the thing, she responded. How? Like someone trying to sound concerned about the oven being on, but was actually thinking about a light bulb being on somewhere. Amuses me that I turn the air conditioner on sometimes to cool my top half, and put the heater on to warm my bottom half. To conclude. My fellow human beings, men, women and children, this is the woman I have to deal with. She didn't even remember her lazy statement on my possible death. I've known her for 2 years. This is the devil incarnate, evil personified. And from now on I shall refer to her as the demon of Mississaga, or just cunt for short. I'm sorry for that word on my public profile, but, my friends, is this not what the word cunt was intended for? We should be down in our hands and thanking whoever invented the word cunt, because now, it has a name. Even if it were doing obscenity, it would become one if you were referring to that creature below myself and my fellow roommates. A sudden shock of violent incoherent sound waves shakes the foundation of all the buildings within a 5-block radius. But it didn't matter because it was boring. Chris. Suit up, buddy. She's here, a failed sneak attack. Come on, man. Really? I'm trying to get thousands of dollars worth of haggling done for vehicles on Facebook Marketplace without the ability to pay anyway. Alright, fine. Incoherent screams, Patricia, where did we tell you? This is not appropriate for a grown woman, don't you agree? No, you are not. Call me that, you understand me? Patricia, you call me that one more time. Then she sat down and pretended to be charmed for 2 hours, and then reversed every decision she made the next day and tried to humiliate me in front of my roommates when I tried to act on them for everyone's sake. She denied everything, and marked mine attempt to ask Marcus to put corkboard in the garbage, which we don't have, because she said only cans and paper. It's not too hard, but if it shuts her up, whatever, just do it. And I had to ask him because I was the oldest apparently. In this video that too, turns out Marcus is a fucking idiot. I just saved his ass, and he's arguing with me about what? Corkboard. I'm putting it in the bin. Watch the video, Marcus. It's not only a coward and a liar what is excessively rude and pick up the phone as I was talking to him. The life I live. Let's see what happens tomorrow. It's a good thing I'm entertained. What is she going to spank me? I think she would probably want that, but I would rather be burned alive in acid. It's a common held that psychopaths are charming and intelligent, but it's funny, to me, when they're too dumb to do anything sociopathic, and too disgusting to do anything charming.